Hello farmers, welcome back to East Vineland. The color of the leaves on the trees have changed to an orange reddish color around the map, which means fall is here. We're in the month of October. I've done a couple of contracts in between episodes, and with our solar panels and the contracts, we're up to almost $400,000, and today we're going to spend just about all of it, I think. In the meantime, this chicken coop, the new chicken coop, we are up to 200 chickens now, or 201 if you want to count Ronnie the rooster. That chicken coop is doing just fine. We're going to start producing more eggs here. The bees have been doing so well, I had to move some of the pallets over to make some more honey. So we got that. The sheep's milk, that needs to be taken care of. That is full once again. The wool sheep, we are now up to 40, right? Because we had 20, they're up to 40 now. 40, that's correct. So they'll start producing wool a little bit faster. But today, the sugar beet is ready, and of course the corn is as well. But we're mainly going to focus on the sugar beet because I got to see how this is going to come on out. I don't know. I was just guessing a couple episodes ago, like maybe 750,000 liters of sugar beet. That'd be great. I don't know if it'll be that much because we need that for pig food. I had to buy more pig food for the pigs because we ran out. Let me go ahead and teleport on over to, the T8. Let's go ahead and get this on out here. I actually cleaned up the yard a little bit. Everything's kind of put away where it needs to be. We kind of hit when we come out of that barn there, but it's fine. Are these silage bales ready yet to be uncovered? They will be today at some point, so I can get those out of the... Well, they're not in the way, but they're in the middle of the yard, so we kind of need to move on that. So, yeah, we're going to bring the T8 down to the store, because with the sugar beet, it's not just getting a sugar beet harvester and a header. We got to get ourselves a trailer to accept sugar beet and be able to cut it, because that's what needs to be going into the fuel refinery is cut sugar beet, not just sugar beet. So we got to get a special trailer for that. I do have the sugar beet cutter mod. I believe that's on the Giants mod hub. And there's a whole bunch of trailers that are configured over to where you can put sugar beet into it, and when they come on out, it's cut sugar beet. And that's what we need to do. So I'll see you down at the store. Let's go spend about, well, I'd probably say about almost all that money that I got. Store's going to be kind of happy. I haven't spent much money down here recently. Been saving on up. And we'll pull in right here to give ourselves plenty of room behind us. I have already accepted a sugar beet harvesting contract as well. I don't know when I'll get to that. I want to get to my own fields first. All right, let's go into here. So the Mark Thor T40 multi-fruit pack. Only one harvester. It does all four. You can do sugar cane, sugar beet, cotton. You know what? Cotton, I've been wanting to try the cotton harvester with this. I won't be able to do it. The cotton is ready for harvesting too. Okay, Peanut, stay focused. Stay focused. Let's get to the sugar beet. Capacity, we're going to keep at 60,000. I could bump it on up to the million, but I think we'll keep it at 60,000 because, my trailer can only hold so much as well. Engine setup, we're going to leave everything the base. As for the color, because we got the color mod, and we can change the color without actually getting charged for it. I don't know. We already got a yellow New Holland combine. And let's see here. I mean, I can go kind of weird with it. I mean, we can kind of go like a purple and go with a chrome look. How does that look? I mean, other than the red, we're going to change that. But we could try the purple. The rim color, why not go... I know purple and green usually go... I know a lot of people may not like that, but that might be too much. May not like the purple and green. And if we just... What green was that? John Deere green? Okay, what other types of green are there? Fent. That might be too dark of a color. Oh, there we go, the Valtra. Where was that Valtra? We're going to go with that, just because. That way, it's a root crop harvester for our farm. But I should change this to make it match. If I go Valtra and keep that, and what did I do? I did the chrome look. And then we got to go to here and click on that and then do the chrome look again. There we go. Now you got yourself a root crop harvester, kind of. Anyways, what other options we got? License plate, don't care about that. We are good. So there is $250,000. So let's go ahead and buy that. Yeah, I'm keeping the color. Maybe you thought I wasn't. I'm going to. Sugar beet, not the fast header. We want the sugar beet, still 16.7 meters wide. And we'll come in here and let's go ahead and get this on over to kind of match the combine. The good thing is I can always change the color of that. So that's 50,000. Let's go ahead and buy that. So that leaves me, let's just say 90,000. Now, there's a couple of options with the cut, what they call it now. Scroll on down here. Where is that mod? The beet cutter mod. That's what it's called. So it comes as, there's one trailer under trailers. Or if you go to auger wagons, there is a bunch of them that you can choose from. The sugar beet cutter pack. And obviously everything over there, over 80,000 or over 90,000 I can't afford. So I can either choose this one here, which only takes sugar beet and it holds 33,000 for 76,000. Or I think we're going to go with the first trailer that I had on here. Scroll on down. It's cheaper, holds a little bit less, but also holds all the other crop as well. So I think we're going to go ahead and do that. That brings me on down to 38,000. So that's a good chunk of change. Boy, the cotton harvesting on the map would not be a bad thing to get into. What could I do with the cotton other than sell it? Alright, so this is kind of odd. It spawned the trailer over my header. That's kind of interesting. I may go flying when I hook up to this. Wait, there's no collision on that? Is it just because it spawned in and there's no collision? And when I hook up to it, then there will be a collision? I don't know. We'll find out here in a moment. Can I get behind this thing? Okay, so I'm not colliding with the header that way either. I always forget which side's the front on these things. Alright, so is there no collision on the side of these cutters? Find out here in a second if I were to go over and... There's no collision on the side of those. Alright, it is what it is. I mean, that's fine. But they fold on up. So I guess I don't have to worry about those running into anything. Go ahead and get our T8 right behind us here. And just stay about 35 meters back for now. I'm going to take up the whole road, but knowing that the expansions on the header will not collide with anything, at least I don't think it will. Well, you don't realize how big that is until you start driving down the road, then you realize the header is higher almost than the power lines. That'd be kind of dangerous. Did that car actually go under it? I mean, I don't. There's no collision on it, but it looked like the car actually almost went under it. So I go right through the speed sign, scratch up that car get off the road. Did they actually go under it? Yeah, they almost can kind of fit under it. Either way, there's no collision on those, which I did not know about. But this is going to improve our production on the farm quite a bit. And this is the only reason why I'm doing sugar beet or any root crop harvesting at all is because of this mod right here. Otherwise, root crop harvesting is kind of a slow-paced job. I think actually we did a couple of sugar beet harvesting and potato harvesting early on in the series. Not with this. We did use this one time, though. And it was a long process. I did it as a contract, and it took forever to get done. Kind of glad we don't own this field right now because I'd be destroying the crops. Alright, let's go ahead and we really don't need a worker. So all this is going to go into the fuel refinery. Let's park this right here for now. I'm going to get that up and going. Actually, how much food do the pigs have left? I mean, it should be... Okay, so they're doing fine. I bought them 10,000 liters of food yesterday. So I'm not going through it too much. Let's see, I got to go ahead and unfold the harvester. And we should be able to just rock and roll. And already we got 5,000 liters. I think 750,000 liters might be overshooting, but you know what? I'm going to go for it. There's 15,000 liters. So if I can get like almost 200,000 liters off this field, which I don't think I'm going to, but you can always hope. So in this pack, the link should be in the description below, and that's called the Mark Thor's Harvester Pack or something like that. The Mark Thor's Harvester is something or other. And you can get the other header that can harvest at 16 miles an hour. Might even be faster than that. So already, I got enough for a full trailer. And by the time I get down to the other end, I'll have enough for a second full trailer. If I can get down to the other side. We don't need the beacons on anymore when we're on our own field. Let's go ahead and pipe out. Well, you know, a 1,000,000 liter capacity wouldn't be too bad. That way I can just finish the field and go back and take care of this later on. But I can always upgrade things later on. I need that extra cash. Because the next step I want to buy before winter comes is a truck and a tanker to start transporting some of our materials. Like the sheep's milk. We got a trailer to transport that now, but that only holds 9,000. So I'd like to get something a little bit bigger. And of course we're going to have lots of diesel fuel. Well, I'd say lots of diesel fuel. But a good amount of diesel fuel. Boy, that unloads quickly. We should get a good amount of diesel fuel from the sugar beet that we're getting ready to put on in there. Now I wonder if this will accept it right away or not. I just realized that. Because technically right now it's sugar beet. It's not cut sugar beet. So the trigger may not recognize it. I don't think I've thought this through. Alright, so... So when it comes out, it'll be sugar beet, but currently while it's inside the trailer, it's... I mean, it'll be cut sugar beet, but now it's this sugar beet. I'm just sitting here thinking, because now I got to figure out how to do this. I guess I could get a bucket for the telehandler for now, and cut this and put it on the ground, and then take the bucket for the telehandler and load it in there. But man, that is going to take forever. Alright, I may have an idea. I don't know if this is going to work. I do have a ramp installed from the modular BGA. And this is what we're going to try to do. I kind of hope this works. I got this on the high end. I'm going to put this here. Alright, let's bring this trailer on down. Just when you think you got everything covered, the second I drove this over here, I was like, oh, wait a minute, this is actually not going to be cut sugar beet until it comes out of the trailer. That trigger is not going to know that that's cut sugar beet. And the reason why I chose here, because I may have to do some landscaping for this to work. Of course, now I also don't know if... Alright, where is the class? Class, however you want to pronounce it. Let's go grab our other trailer. And I'm hoping that this works. I don't even know if this trailer even takes cut sugar beet, but this trailer I do believe takes just about anything. So what I want to do, obviously, is empty into this trailer from that trailer. If I'm actually low enough here. I don't know if this will work or not. Of course, I may have to actually get underneath the trailer. So this is where the silo, I guess, would come in handy, but I don't have the money for that. Okay, is it cutting the sugar beet when it goes out? That's still showing as sugar beet. That is the Beet Ninja. All right, let me get this going here somehow. All right, I think I figured it out. It wasn't too much to do, but looks like it's actually cut sugar beet going in the other trailer. Yep, that's cut sugar beet. So on the cutter pack, I kind of forgot because it's been a while since I used it. I'll have to wait for this to actually. You have to change the tip side. So is it tip side back? Is this going to tip the sugar beet that's in there? If you change the tip side, it's going to say tip side cut, I do believe. And that's what we want to do. So in the future, having a silo, I could just, dump in the silo and take it back out. But for now, this setup will have to do. It's going to take me longer to transport the sugar beet, cut it, get it to the fuel refinery. Then it's going to take me to harvest the sugar beet itself. And the fuel refinery, I think, will hold 1 million liters, so we should have no problem getting this all in. There we go. And then while that's emptying on out, let's go right into our production buildings. It's actually called soybean. Wait, is it called soybean? No, it is actually cut sugar beet. Okay, let's go ahead and activate that. That should be up and running. And cut sugar beet. Yep, 29. It's already starting to process it. That's currently what we have. All right, we are pretty much all set here. It's just a matter of me just doing a lot of transporting, getting the trailers all set up. I wonder if no, because I think the trigger is still going to see it as sugar beet, not cut sugar beet. I don't know. Maybe it will work that way. I don't know. We'll try out here in a second. We got more sugar beet to grab, but I don't think the production building is going to know, even though I got it on, as you can see, the upper left-hand corner where it says the letter U. It says tip side cutter. I don't think the fuel refiner is going to know. It's like, well, he's going to take sugar beet and cut it. If it does, then great. And I only spent $2,500 on the ramp, so when it comes time to sell the ramp, it's not a big loss. Alright, now I am going to try going at the fuel refinery directly. If it accepts it, I just don't think it's going to. I think I actually have to cut it first before the trigger realizes that's what it's going to be. Oh yeah, my grass field's ready to be cut as well. Oops, forgot where I was going. Surprised me. It's surprising me. So I don't need to do all that. Okay, that does save me a step. And I can get rid of the ramp. Alright, that'll save me a lot of time. I'm actually surprised it realizes it's going to be cut sugar beet. I thought it was just going to see sugar beet in the trailer and not recognize it at all. Alright, so a little sketchy start here, but we got her going now. If I had the the loading position right on the trailer to begin with, easy peasy, nice and easy. But I like to make things difficult now and then. Alright, now we're rolling. I think I turned the engine off on the Kloss. Oh well, it's this diesel fuel. I believe I did turn it off. Alright, I can turn the HUD off. We really don't need that much on the screen. Let's hop back into the beast. Alright, so now that we got our beet harvester, or root crop harvester, the next step is going to be getting ourselves a truck and a tanker to transport with some diesel fuel. I also need another tanker for the sheep's milk. I currently got one. But like I said, that only holds like 9,000 liters. That's a lot of trips. We got to go all the way down to the southern end of the map. And those tankers are not that expensive, like 30 grand a piece. The truck is about 110. So I need another 110,000 to get the truck. Because we already got the 30,000 to get a tanker. And for those who don't know or have forgotten, we're not allowed to lease equipment on this series. So we just can't go ahead and lease one and use it for a day. And we can't take out any loans either. No, that's got to stay on for me to unload. Alright, so 2 more trailer loads. I don't think we'll get 750,000 liters. That's quite a bit. Maybe 500,000. I'm guessing. I think we can get that. That is a pretty big field. I'm trying to figure out. Alright, I thought that field behind us, the one we're harvesting, is maybe like 1/3 the size of that, but I'm second guessing that already because that does not look like it's 1/3 of that size. So I don't know. We'll see what we get done. when we get done, how much we have. Oh, I should also mention the contract I did for in between episodes. I did not sell the straw. I collected the straw over there. 2 of them had straw, and the 2 other were sorghum fields, so no straw on those. So I guess that while that's unloading, let me go back into construction. This ramp was not that expensive, so no big deal. It was a good thought, though, but we don't need it now. It does take a little bit of while to unload this. Then again, we are cutting up the sugar beet. I would say to myself, what I could do is while that's unloading at the fuel refinery, get back into the harvester and harvest to save my, make my time worth it. But that harvester fills up so quickly. I'll have a full harvester before it's even unloaded anyways. Alright, let me get the rest of this field done. And then we'll check on the fuel refinery to see how much we actually got in there for cut sugar beet. And then we can get a rough idea maybe how much that field's going to yield. I actually think that field's going to yield better than this one. I think this was like 100%, and the field behind us is 110%. Something like that. But I'll bring you back when I get done with this field, and maybe we'll switch on over to doing some corn. Yeah, probably switch over to doing some corn after this. Well, there is the first field harvested. Won't be able to get the harvester completely empty into this trailer, but we will get a good idea of how much we got off the field. Have about what, 10,000, 8,000 liters left. I'm starting to think that the mod author left no collisions on the side of that harvester header, so you can pull up with a truck and trailer and drive through it. It takes away a little bit of the immersion, but I think that's why they did it. I mean, you can always back up into where the combine is and unload that way, because it wouldn't matter too much if you don't have crop destruction on, but since we do, I don't want to drive into the crop, and to get in there you get the trailer over where it dispenses the sugar beet. Alright, so since we got the first field done, I think we're going to go ahead and get some corn harvesting done. And we got the cloths already on the other trailer, so we use that setup there with the combine. But we'll see how much sugar beet we got off the first field. I kind of lost track. I was counting there for a minute how many loads I brought over, but now I lost track. I think this is the 5th load. So it's going to be just right around 150,000 liters. Is this the 5th load? I think it's the 5th load. And, alright, so maybe it was a 6th load. So we got 200,000 liters off that field. Just about, because, yeah, there's 8,000 liters left in the combine. So almost 200,000 liters completely. So that field, I thought, was like 1/3 the size of the other field that we got to do. So, okay, so maybe it is 1/3 the size. Yeah, so I think you fit like 2 of these fields here. Like put one field here, half of that up to about here. another one to here, and then if you turn the other field around, that'd fit right there. So it's about 1/3 the size. I mean, I'm nitpicking at this point, but that's roughly where we're at. Okay, so next thing we need is the combine, which I repaired after doing all those harvesting contracts. That cost about $6 grand to repair this thing. Do I need fuel to get that field done? Probably not. And if we do, well, we're right there, so not much of a big issue. But let's hook up to our corn header. Get the combine unfolded. So all this corn is going to be brought down to the grain mill to be made into crack corn. It's mostly there for the chickens, but I think like 80% of this crack corn that we're going to be making will be sold on the market. Just check for traffic here before you get out on the road. And off we go. So next month we'll begin the process of starting to do our winter sale. Flour is like late November, early December. Eggs might actually be November as well. So November we could get the truck and the trailer. Actually, I need 2 tankers. I need 1 tanker for diesel, 1 tanker for sheep's milk. We don't want to get those 2 tankers mixed up. And those tankers are kind of cheap. So I'll have to figure out what tanker, or what I use the money on the tanker first. Unless I have enough cash to buy 2 tankers and a truck together, that'd be like $160,000, which we could get there. Between the solar panels bringing a little bit of cash, and by the time I sell the flour and the eggs, could get up there next month. Or if we're lucky, it comes up for sale in the store. But we got a long ways to go before we get to November. We got to get this corn cut, which we're doing. The other sugar beet field needs to be harvested. I have a sugar beet harvesting contract to do. The grass field needs to be cut. 1 grass field for the farmers still wants hay. The other 2 should come up today for contracts. What will they come up as? Don't know. We'll find out together. But if they want silage, we'll go ahead and we'll take those contracts, of course. Speaking of silage contracts, most of you that have commented on the Anderson wrapper, when I said, what should we do? Pretty much everyone that has commented on it is saying, go with the Coon wrapper. Not many people tend to like the Anderson wrapper, but since I never used it, I thought we'd give it a go. And actually, the Anderson wrapper wasn't on my mind until I was looking at that day on the Coon wrappers. I was like, oh, the Anderson wrapper is actually cheaper. I said, well, we can bring the bales on the Anderson wrapper, and it's not that much more of a process. It's just more of, you can't pick them up and move them until they're done fermenting. Then you can unwrap them, then move them. So you pretty much want to wrap them and realize they're going to be there for 3 months, or for however long it takes for silage to ferment on your mat. Well, now we got enough cracked corn for the chickens, but honestly, the last couple of years, we've been feeding the chickens cracked corn anyways from doing corn contracts on the farmer's field, and the extra corn that we were getting was more than enough to keep our chickens going. But since we got the grain mill anyways at this point, might as well go ahead, plant some corn, make some more cracked corn, and make more money off the corn itself. top of the hour, and I just got reminded, yeah, I got to go over there and take care of that sheep's milk so we can get some spawning again. Probably for now, we'll just grab the telehandler and move some of that pallets out of the way. That way more of it can respawn. I've already got one combine full load into the trailer, so after this one, we'll have to make a trip on down to the grain mill and drop off the corn and get that processed. We'll turn that on right away. Yeah, I'm glad I turned on that barley processing to be making flour, because last I checked, still got plenty of barley to be processed into flour. That needs to be sold next month. Well, at least this time I turned it on right away, so whatever's ready is ready, and what wasn't, it's not like I hesitated this time, so should have a good amount. Yeah, so I'm thinking by springtime, by the time we sell everything that we have over the winter, we should have a nice Mac Anthem. Is it going to be a Mac Anthem, maybe? Or an old Mac, I don't know. But we're going to get ourselves a Mac truck, since this map was made by Mac Trucker. So yeah, we'll get ourselves a Mac truck, a couple trailers. I think we'll get ourselves a silo put down, or maybe looking at land, buying more land. I've been doing a lot of contracts, so I got a lot of discounts with a lot of farmers, so 25% off as she goes. I could get the grass field to make silage bales, but I think next time we buy land, we got to see if what we're doing here is enough to keep the pigs happy. So we did 2 sugar beet fields this year. We won't know yet until we get done harvesting and everything's been processed how much pig food we end up with, if it's enough to keep the pigs going. Hopefully the pigs don't need a whole lot of pig food, but they are pigs overall, so. Alright, this is almost a good enough, full enough combine. It's full enough to get ourselves a full trailer to head on down to the grain mill. And instead of me parking this here and driving up with the trailer, let's drive on down to the trailer and unload. And this fall, going into next spring, we got plenty of field work to do. Both sugar beet fields and this field right here of corn need to be plowed. And I also got to take care of my little mishap I did when I was getting carried away with the gravel in the yard. Got to take care of that field down there. A couple people have mentioned about maybe smoothing out the terrain by the barn. That may fix that issue down there. And also where the hill is may fix it as well. But the hill's the hill. I can't flatten that out, because then we got a high spot and a low spot. You can't flatten it out. I can probably smooth it, but I think it's smooth enough. But maybe right where the barn is, we might be able to smooth that out a little bit and fix that. Alright, I was going to park the combine there, but let's get it out of the shrubs. Don't think you want to park a combine with a hot motor and everything in shrub trees and just leave it there, because it could burst into flames. Yeah, this field needs to be plowed. We don't care about the weeds growing, and the rolling we don't care about either. Alright, let's mosey on down to the grain mill, put the beacons on, and we'll get the cracked corn in process. Then when we come back up here, we'll grab the telehandler and we'll move that sheep's milk. We got a lot of sheep's milk, and at this point I'm just waiting to get a truck and tanker. I should have sold the sheep's milk last month, but it's also a good price in December. So yeah, by the time December gets here, I think we'll have enough cash for a truck and at least one tanker, if not both. Alright, let's get this dumped on in. I don't think there's a collision with that pipe for the grain mill, but there could be. All right, back into our production building. How are we doing? How fast is that sugar beet being processed? Well, it's actually processing it at a decent pace, I think. Either way, cracked corn. And we want to go ahead and activate that. That is on storing as well. So far we got almost 100,000 liters of flour stored. I still got 50,000 liters left to be processed. So on barley, it's... Alright, so it's like 2/3. So somewhere around like 18,000 more liters of flour we should get. The oats I'm just going to keep there in case I need to feed the chickens at some point. And now we're just making some cracked corn. So that's all looking good. And I'm not going to bother trying sending a worker down here to deliver to the grain mill, because the worker, after it gets done delivering to the grain mill, it tries to turn a hard left right into the building, and then the worker just says, "I'm done. I can't drive through the building, sir." So I'll have to bring it on down myself, or set up a course play to do it for me from the main farm. I could do that, but it's not that long of a drive. So the corn harvest is about halfway done. I'll probably get that done in between episodes. And then get started on the other sugar beet field and get that like maybe half done. And we'll finish that off beginning of next episode so we can see how much we end up with. Oh, that's just the... I thought my engine was running there. It's just the sound of the fuel refinery still running. Lights are flickering in the bale shed here. Is this telehandler strong enough to push these pallets on up through? Just to get them off the trigger. For the most part, yes. So I didn't leave myself enough room to get in here with a telehandler, because obviously in the future what I could do with a bigger tanker is just pull the tanker up here and fill up the tanker that way instead of moving the pallets. And that'll leave me some room for those to spawn for about another month or so. That is what I need to do to make room. This tanker that we have for the sheep's milk is already full. Oops. So that should almost give me enough room to spawn in for quite a bit. I don't really need to drive through this section too much, other than to give the sheep some grass, but these sheep, we don't have that many, and that's going to be enough grass in there to last them for a while. And we do have the grazing mod on, so they're taking grass from the meadow right there that they're in, and that's keeping up with them just fine. So this will be up and running. How are we doing on pig food? We're already up to 1,400 liters of pig food, so that's looking pretty darn good. And of course, we're going to get some diesel fuel, compost, and methane off of that as well. All the product will be sold other than, of course, the pig food. And speaking of pigs, can I not visit the pig pen? There we go. Wasn't on the right box there. You guys still got straw? Yeah, they tend to wander outside the fence line, but they really don't go anywhere. It does annoy me a little bit. But compared to the meat market, I can deal with this. I could build another fence around this, but then the problem is I wouldn't be able to get into the place area to put the straw in, and I have seen them wander out here as far as well. So they tend to get out. I don't see them on this side of the pig pen, but on the other side, yes. And I think we need to decorate some trees in the pig pen for them, give them some shade, even though they got their own little bunkers they can go into for shade. But I think a couple trees down here. And eventually, in the long distance future, or, you know, this could be the field I buy next, never know. Need to smooth this out around here a little bit as well. I thought about maybe putting greenhouses down here, but I may leave this free for something else. I have a couple of ideas I may want to put down here. I'm not going to say what they are because I may do them, may not do them. I have no idea. I pretty much have no idea what I'm doing from episode to episode, right? But anyways, we got the sugar beet harvesting started. I'll get the, like I said, I'm going to get the corn harvesting done. Ship that all down to the grain mill. I'll get half of the big field done. The harvesting part is pretty easy. It's just waiting for the sugar beet to be cut and put into the fuel refinery. But it won't take me too long with that setup at all. And then we can find out exactly how much sugar beet we got. I'm hoping for still 750,000 liters. I think we're going to be kind of short in that. But if we get that high, that's great. But anyways, that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in East Vineland. But until then, have a good one.